So
Yeah.
what we're going to do now is we're going to do some exercises. So you get a chance to play. Okay? This is how the game is going to work. So I'm going to start us off, right? And I'm going to tell you a story. Okay. Now, important thing to remember this is no expectation of confidentiality, right? So please don't share stories that are meant to be confidential. Not just because I'm taping this, but also because we're gonna, we can share it with other people. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a story about somebody who's suffering from fear of success. Now, I know what type it is, or what type I think it is of those five, but I'm not going to tell you. And you are going to guess what you think it is. Okay. And then you guys are both going to do this as well. So you're going to have to think up a story, and it can be real, it can be imagined, just not something confidential. Um, and you need to know, so you're going to know in your mind what type it is, but you have to let us guess. Okay. So, um, and this is actually kind of a general story. I'll say it's a person, but it's something I hear quite a lot in networking, right? So, there's a guy, and he's just set up his own business. Okay. So he's been running it for about 3 months. Okay. And he's doing really well. He's got clients, and he's quite busy really. Okay. But I keep seeing him at all these networking events, and he's constantly doing all this. And I was talking to him, and he said, oh, oh, it's really good. I've got enough to keep going, and I'm really excited about this because I hated my job before, and I really love this, what I'm doing. And but it's taking a lot of my time because I've got to come to all these networking events. I need to keep looking for, making sure I've got new prospects coming up. And I'm a little bit worried that my partner is getting a bit annoyed because, my partner was really supportive at the beginning, but it's, I'm not there enough. And I'm also feeling kind of stressed because, like, I just feel like there's not enough hours in the day. And yeah, so that's how I'm feeling. I love my business. It's going really, really well, but I need more business. So if you know anybody, can you please, please share it with them, and please make sure that they get back to me. Okay. So there you go. So you can does one of you want to have a guess?
Just reading back through my notes. I would hazard a guess. I can't find the exact point, but the kind of procrastination one that we were talking about, that he's got success, but he's almost stepping in the way of his own success. But I can't remember what the kind of title of that one would be.
Um,
Where am I?
so we've got fear of false success, fear of what we falsely believe we need to have to do, be
That
or
one.
Yeah, I was going to say that one as well.
all right. And why do you think it's that one?
I mean, it's really common to like how many business owners I have. It's like, I need to do this, and then I need to do this, and then I need to do this. And you're like, you don't really have to do all of that.
Yeah. So you think he's fixated on what stuff that he doesn't really need.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going along to all of the networking things. So I've got to get the people. I've got to get the people. But he's actually already got it. He's already doing really well, and he's loving his business. But he's almost stepping in front of his own success by going along to all of the business meetings where he actually could be working on the business. And it's also actually then causing problems with his partner. So then that creates something which is stepping in front of his success. That was kind of how I saw it.
Yeah, and I feel like it's probably bound up. Like, I feel like I'm also hearing the fear of the loss of success in there as well, like having to keep on, keep on, keep on.
Yeah, yeah.
So it sounded like kind of two of them a bit intertwined to me.
Do you I think from do you think this person is really afraid of the things that they think they have to do, have, or be?
That wasn't what I picked up. No.
No. So what do you think they're afraid of?
Failing, I suppose. So that's what's driving him to keep going along to the networking, because if he thinks if he doesn't do that, he's going to fail.
Mm.
Um, there's obviously an aspect where he's afraid of losing the relationship. Um, but actually, what he's doing is causing that. It's not the business which is doing that, it's the constantly going along to the networking which is causing that.
Yeah.
Um,
So I think you're both, I think you both, there's two ones there, and I would say one, I think the one was sort of like camouflaging the other one.
Mm.
And I think that's what the person is actually doing. But I think you both got it's the fear of false success. Oh, sorry, I got it wrong. Fear of loss of success.
yes.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing is often we find that we take on too much
Mm.
because so we're so scared it's going to go away. And as
Mm.
you say, then you create problems with the consequences of success of like, oh, I'm busy all the time. But actually, it's like, hang on, I'm doing really well. And as you say, it's that idea of like, I've got to keep running, got to keep running, got to keep running, because what if I don't? And also it's that thing of just saying, actually, it's okay because it's a marathon, it's not a
Mm.
sprint, you
Well,
know. And
that's where I think so often the fear of loss of success also gets bound up with that fear of what we falsely believe we have to do, have, or be. Because he's doing all this stuff because he's scared of losing his success, but there's also something telling him that to be successful, he has to also be busy, 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 always on.
yeah, and I think, you can look at it either way, but what I would say in this scenario is I would say this is somebody who's actually really comfortable with the networking. This
Mm,
is somebody who has got really comfortable in this is what I'm doing, and they keep doing it whether or not
it's actually working.
it's kind of like actually this is, and it's not a bad thing if
Mm,
we reframe it, and if we say, okay, I'm doing really well, but also giving ourselves time to enjoy that success and enjoy, you know really experience the thing. And often we do that because we are afraid to just feel, hey, guess what, I am successful, I'm here, I'm arrived, I've actually, like if you move into a new place and you won't give yourself this time to
Mm.
actually enjoy, like, or going on holiday, you go on holiday, and instead of actually just enjoying this success and being in this beautiful place and this wonderful thing, we do things like um, unpacking and repacking or stuff like that, or we might complain about the littlest things, or we might get caught up with like doing day trips. And actually, what we need to do is just stop and just go,
mm,
I am here. Like, I'm
mm,
here. I've done it. I've done it. I'm here. It's great.
mm,
So, but I love that because what I found there with it, you both sort of got to that loss of success in the end. But
mm.
I think I probably did camouflage it a bit because I was trying to give
Yeah,
you a tricky one. I did
yeah.
want to give you, I wanted to give you a harder one there. So does one of you
I'd imagine a lot of the time it's not just one of these. It
exactly?
is two, two, maybe even three things at play.
Mm, absolutely. And I think yes. And this is the other thing, is it's incredibly difficult to know. And sometimes, so for example, when I'm doing this training and I'm working with people who are coaches, they know the actual person, right?
Mm.
So they've got, like, I'm telling you this in 2 seconds. Whereas if you're working with somebody, you're going to have way more insight.
Mm.
So
Yes.
then you're going to be able to really also have that instinctive feeling of like, actually, it's more this.
Mm.
So that feeling, when you're coaching somebody and they'll be telling you everything, but it's what they're not telling you.
Mm.
You know?
And you also get the dialogue in coaching where you can kind of offer and say, it sounds like
Yeah.
something like this might be going on. Does that feel true for you or whatever? And then they can kind of go, oh no, well I think it did. And you can have that kind of back and forth to really uncover what it is that's happening.
Yeah. And I think also it's like, in what respect, in terms of like, what's your perspective as a coach in terms of like how you're supporting somebody? So for example, you might be talking to them about marketing.
Mm.
It might be seeing like, where's this coming up in the marketing,
Yeah. Oh
right?
yeah.
Or you know, in terms of like supporting somebody with their day to day, you know, and different things that they could be delegating. Where do
Mm.
they have a problem with delegating? You know, because they're afraid that somebody else might let them down and they might lose their success, you know. So it is complex, but at least what we can do is start to separate it out and look a bit closer and say, oh, okay, it's this you're comfortable with, this you're not comfortable but with, and but this is kind of where, you know, what somebody might need to go forward, you know, where they're, you know, if they're asking you to help them in a specific way,